SQLx versus SQLc. Let's look at SQLc first. Check out our interactive example to see it in action. Introductory blog post for the motivation behind SQLc. We'll have some documentation, installation, all that kind of stuff. Let's check out this thing. Okay. What do we got here? I can't possibly read that. All right. So let's see. Name. Select one from authors where ID equals 1, limit to 1. Select star from authors, order by name. Insert to authors, name, bio, 1 and 2. Returning the results is what I assume that returns. Delete from authors where ID equals that. Okay, cool. Neat. Create authors. Okay, this is pretty much this one, right? It's pretty much that thing right there, huh? Oh, returns ID. Okay, cool. Let's see. Create authors param. Okay, we got name and bio. A null string. Okay, a string and a null string. Create author. Okay, let's look at this. This is where it all comes into play here. All right, create authors. Hey, can I scroll? Here, can I just take this? Vim APM. Let's just take this thing, and let's see what we hear. We'll just go like this. DB. All right, what do we got here?
Welcome to Costco.
Hey.
I love you.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Oxy. All right, what do we got? Okay, so we got our little struct here. We're going to create author. It's off of a query. It has a context and a create authors params, and it returns back out an author or an error. Create row context. We do all this thing right here. This must be just something. It must just know how to do this. Okay, so we got a little row context. We got an author. We scan the row in, and we call it a deal. How does that work? What is going on here? I don't quite understand this code. Is it searching? It looks like I thought it was creating author, so I'm just curious why it went this direction. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so it literally creates a new author. It creates an author, puts 1 and 2 here. Okay, I see what happens here. I see. Then the return results. Yeah, then we get the return results, which is the row that comes back out, and bada bing, bada boom. And now we got ourselves an author. Okay, delete author. Cool. Delete author. We just do this little exec context. Bada bam. Okay, get author. All right, all these things look pretty straightforward. List authors. Let's see. Context author. We get the query. We just pass in the context plus the query. Long as there's no errors, then we just go here and we do defer rows close. We get the authors and we just scan them in one at a time. I feel like SQLx was more convenient looking than this. Let's look at SQLx for a second. Look at that raw squeal, so good. Yeah. I feel like SQLx was a bit more convenient. You were able to tie structs to your query, so it would just kind of like magico happen. Do they have any nice usage? Okay, I guess here's a nice little usage. Let me just throw this in to a file so I can see it happen. I don't know. I like looking at it from my editor. It just makes me feel better. You know what I mean? All right, what do we got here? Go mod tidy. There we go. All right, so what do we got? We got a person struct, and it has a DB. So here we go. So we got a table person and place, and we got a struct person and place, and we have a DB first name and last name. Okay, main function. We're going to connect to Postgre. We must have the schema. Okay, what is the schema? The schema is this thing. Okay, so must have the schema. Okay, fantastic. I think we get this. Hey, always better experience reading code in your own editor. Always a better experience. SQLx, a renowned DJ. Yeah, SQLx is nice, but as a long-time SQLx user, I'm very excited about what SQLc might offer me. SQLc looks like it's just like a little bit more, definitely allows for what appears to be more like raw control. But it looks like it's SQLc is like slightly. SQLc looks like it's just like a slight iteration on top of the database Squeal that's already offered by Go. Because a lot of this looks really familiar, right? Like row scanning. I haven't used much of the native package with Go. I've used very little Go to begin with. And so this does look similar-esque, I would say. Why would you SQLx or C? I don't know. Insert users into username is admin values Bisco 1 update paycheck set account equals Bisco where account equals the Primeagen. Damn, Bisco. When Rust? I'm on a Rust break. I'm on a Rust break right now. I only do Rust when I have to. Okay, let's see. So we're going to do a bunch of inserts, and we're going to do commit. Okay, we got a nice little transaction here. Nice little transaction. Okay, fantastic. We didn't check the result of the transaction, but nice. Okay, that seems really convenient. Seems really nice, really easy to use. All right, so we have a query of persons, and we just go db select people, select from this one, and bam. See, okay, so that's, I mean, this does look more convenient. Can we agree on that? This is practically an ORM, but it's not. Not at all. Like, let's look at the SQLc version, right? So here would be like identical code for the SQLc. Is this one, right? It's just creating literally, it's just listing authors. And so it's going to go through here. It's going to do all of this stuff to get to the same thing. I mean, I do like the looks of SQLc right off the rip. Or SQLx off the rip. Now, there could be some things that I don't like about it.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Jack White, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Return nil error. Yeah. I don't like SQLc iterating through results. Yeah, it looks like SQLc can't do dynamic queries. What do you mean dynamic queries? Wait, you can see through his hair. Yeah. I don't think less of me, but I'm watching the DGens in YouTube today, not Twitch. Sent from my phone. Nice. You said my name right. Jack White, you're welcome. The only issue with SQLx is it was updated over 2 years ago. That concerns me a little. Why? Why should this ever concern you? And I'm not meaning this in some sort of challenging way. Why would that concern you? Thank you, Zemlon. I appreciate that. So to me, that I've tried JQ as you showed us before. Thanks, and no problem. Potential not unresolved issues or not resolved issues. What happens if it's just done? Doesn't concern me. Yeah, Go doesn't change much. Go has a strong Lindy effect. Software never done? Yeah, of course it can be done. In fact, software you should try to make things done as much as you can. Does it have to be Squeal? Yeah, I'm going to use Squeal. I'm going to use SQLite. I'm going to use Terso, and I'm going to use probably SQLx to do it. I just want to do that. I love when packages barely change, if any. Yeah, same here. I'm much more into the. I've begun to appreciate the Lindy effect a lot more on certain things, because then you don't have to constantly be updating your brain to the latest to everything. Okay, so this is really convenient. I like this. This is kind of what I want, because this is like very Rust style in some sense. And what I mean by that is there no error that comes out of here? Oh, I don't get any autocomplete right now. Yeah, there's no error check. Okay, so I was right on that one. But either way, when I look at this, it definitely gives me some more Rust vibes. Print, we get those things out, prints out those things. We can grab a singular person right here. Okay, I like that. I assume this cleans, right? So I assume SQLx, when you do this, it's all database safe, right? Are these things all data, doesn't return any errors? It does. You can see the error check right here, and you can see the warning on this line, right? The error return value, right? Can I just do that? Yeah. There you go. It's gone. Get out of here. I ignore you. Thanks, Jimmy. All right. So we can do a little error check right here. We do have an error check, and it doesn't do anything. Let's see. What's this one? If you have null fields and use select star, you must use squeal null star in your struct. Okay. Let's see what that means. Okay. So this is a null string. It also has the null string. They could be null. I assume that's nil in this case. I thought this said hookers down here. USA, Sing Sing, and hookers. But it's not. It's not hookers. Okay. And that's because you can have... Are there null values here? Do any of these have null values? They all look like they have places. Oh, no, they don't. They just have country. These aren't cities. Oh, nice. Okay, so city actually is a null... A city is a text null. Okay. Okay, and this thing is a null string. Okay, cool. I don't know. I mean, when I just looking at these, I like this. Loop through rows and only select one struct. Okay, so I can do a query X, grab all these rows, and I can do a struct scan. That's cool. Can we agree? That's cool. Can we agree? Like that's cool right here. That's cool. Let's make our own squeal then. No, we're not going to do blackjack and hookers. No, we're not going to do it. I do like struct scan. This is awesome. This is really, really awesome. And then you can just print out everything. To me, this is super duper. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Named queries using a name as a bind var. Automatic bind var support, which takes into account the DB type based on the driver name in SQL open/connect. Into person, let's see, insert into person, first and last name, email, values, first, last name, interface, first, last. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, I could like that. This is convenient. That's convenient. That's nice little string interpolation right there. There's definitely things I like about that, because this kind of like alleviates a whole slew of problems. I wonder if does it just simply have to have properties first, last, and email? Does it have to be? I wonder what goes in here. Name exec, dude. Why? Porque Maria? Why do I cannot look up anything? Named query, where first name equals first name. And then let's see, named queries can also use structs. Their bind names follow the same rules as in DB mapping. So struct fields are lowercase and the DB tag is taken into consideration. Oh my goodness, no way. So that means the person thing, it takes first underscore name, right? It does first underscore name. And what do we do down here? Look at that right there. Let's go. Let's go. That's cool. That's cool. I would say that's a W, because it's not binding to a specific struct. It's binding to a name on a struct. So you don't have to like craft these things one at a time. You just need, like if you have a similar name on all of them. I like that. I like anything that do that. Prime, should I learn Go or stick to Node.js? You should learn what you want to do, dog. Let's go. Oh, let's Rust. Yeah, this is true. One sounds much more positive. Okay, so this is super duper cool. I like this a lot. I really do love this notion right here where you can name fields like that. That's super cool. It's like when I see this is like 3/4 of the power of Rust macros. And I didn't have to get a doctorate in proc macros to be able to write it, Like, right now, for me to be able to write that in Rust would take probably an excessively long time. Instead, it's pretty straightforward. Why Go feels so good, dude? I know there's a lot of things I like about Go. There's a lot of good things about Go. There's always shitty things about it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not getting high off my own supply here. All right, batch inserts. So we can create a person array. And we can do insert into person, first name, last name, email with these ones. Oh, interesting. Okay. Values. So that repeats itself. Huh. What is a real no-go with Go? I really don't like nil. I've never been a fan of nil. Null, nil. Like any language with those two things, I find they just tend to be a bit more disastrous. It's just easier to oopsie daisy yourself. It just is. Why? Because you can't know every place a null could potentially squeeze itself in. So it's a little bit nicer to kind of just avoid it. And so I like options. I really am a big fan of option types. All right, person map. We have a little person map. First name, last name, email, and we can do the exact same thing with just like an interface. Oh, I like that. That these two things can happen like this. I like this. I like that. Which language? Rust uses it. I believe Haskell does. OCaml does. That's a lot of strings to mistype. But that's a lot of strings to mistype. That's why you can also use this thing, right? That's why you can use a struct, and you just have the struct to do that. But if you have an interface, you don't have to go from an interface. You don't have to go from a map to the struct to the insert if it's named that way. So I don't know. That's cool. I'm liking it. Try hiding offensive language in the Twitch settings, but I can still see your hair. Yeah. 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 Okay, so right now I'm leaning heavily towards SQLx. Right now I feel like SQLx is it. What about you, YouTube? How do you feel about SQLx? What I guess what are some reasons? What are some, like, just by the looks of it, I'm not compelled to use SQLc. So I guess my question is why? Why would you use SQLc over SQLx? I don't know if I skill issue myself. Y'all have a 3x slowdown using Gorm. I always reach for SQLx and stick to it for everything. Okay. X is greater than C. I mean, technical definitions, you're absolutely right. What's the difference between them? Well, let's find out. Okay, so ask any Go developer, and they'll tell you how painful it is to write programs that talk to the SQL databases. Go feels like it isn't even half as productive compared to working with toolkits like SQL Alchemy, Diesel, Hibernate, Active Record. The existing tools in Go ecosystem force application developers to handwrite mapping functions or litter their code with unsafe, empty interfaces. Okay, SQLc. I've been feeling the pain for years, so 6 months ago, I started developing a solution. Today, I'm excited to announce the result of that work. SQLc, a new tool that makes working with SQL and Go a joy. It dramatically improves the developer experience of working with relational databases without sacrificing type safety or runtime performance. It does not use struct tags, handwritten mapper functions, unnecessary reflection, or add any new dependencies to your code. In fact, it even provides correctness and safety guarantees that no other SQL toolkit in Go ecosystem can match. Okay, so I assume it does not use struct tags, meaning that it's not it's like saying SQLx is not it. Okay. Let's try to figure out why would someone want to use that, because the SQLx looks really convenient, right? That struct one, all that, but worse API. Yeah, it feels like, I mean, just the I know. Radius. It's just right now I'm in the learning phase. We're just deep in a little phase right now. I hate struct tags. Do you hate struct tags? Why? Why? Why do you hate struct tags? I don't hate it, though. Yeah, structs are great. No, struct tags. Struct tags are cool, but annoying to do. Copilot makes it easy, though. Okay. I like struct tags, and honestly, the reflection overhead of them has not been an issue. Yeah, I'd be curious if that's like, if your issue is reflection from a struct tag, it feels really odd. I'm not even sure if it is considered quote-unquote reflection either. Hey, DAC devs, thank you. I recently went with raw SQL database, but SQLx is compelling. Only was worried with the unresolved issues. Somebody tells in issues they want to take over and has already already has some deal with the author. In the end, I might switch over to SQLx. It would save a lot of typing. Yeah, I mean, that's why I like him right now. It's reflection 100%, but the overhead is usually good enough 95% of the time. Yeah, I mean, anything I'm doing is going to be pretty mild, and so I assume a bit of convenience when typing. To me, what the difference between SQLx and SQLc is it, I mean, just reading this is that there's definitely a performance angle to it and a bit more control angle to it. And then I think the other one, which is this, what's it called? The sacrificing type safety. So meaning that you can do this. Like, this is kind of pretty unsafe right here, in the sense that it's just like, you're just raw dogging in just an interface, and you better hope that these names match these names. And really, even this one, first name right here, you better hope that these names match these names, right? It doesn't look like there's any sort of guarantee in here saying that you've done everything right. And so I think that's what they mean by type safety, which fair. I mean, that's a fair statement. Is it like a huge source of bugs? I don't think that's like a really strong or compelling case to say it's a big source of bugs, in the sense, especially if you're using something that you can easily test. Yeah, I know, exactly. Dude, messing that up is just so hard. It's because it's such a small portion of your code. That's like the smallest portion of your code is that. Usually whenever I'm doing something, my problem is never in the getter setter part, right? It's always in the hard parts. All right, so let's see. All right, SQLx accomplishes all this by taking a fundamentally different approach, compiling SQL into fully type-safe idiomatic Go code. Okay, so it can take create table authors, name get one. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I am so stupid. Oh my goodness, I see it. I understand it. Oh my goodness. Boys. It takes this code and it generated this file. Oh. Okay. Okay, so that is kind of a cool. I mean, code gen, each comment is a statement. Yes, each comment is a statement. Okay, so I missed that. I completely missed that. Does this generate connect to the DB and translate select star? Hey, Ben Holmes, man. Ben Holmes, you've raided me all the time. How you doing, Ben Holmes? How's that whiteboard? Which one do I like better? I mean, these are very separate questions. Let's keep on reading this one because this is very interesting. Because this generates the following code. Author struct, get author. Oh, I kind of like this. I kind of almost feel like I like SQLc. I almost like SQLc a little bit better. The only thing I don't see on here is what does it do with these table statements and all that? We recently went away from Gorm to SQLc. It's really a great feeling. Yeah, I've heard nothing but bad. I've never heard someone say great things about Gorm. Curious about joins. Ooh, that's a good point. I'm curious about joins. I never even thought about that. I haven't even got to that point of just looking at it. I'm just liking what I'm seeing right now. Whereas when you're raw dogging the queries via SQLx, that seems a little bit easier. It looks like SQLx is a wrapper that uses some reflection type strategies, whereas SQLc is a compiler. Yeah. So that's handy for DB migrations. That's something that I was curious about, because I'm going to try to take a pretty radical approach to the program we're writing. I'm going to be doing a database per user using the platform API provided by Terso, and I was going to give it a rip to see how does this all work out. Right? And then actually seeing, can I use this and all that? SQLc can read DB migrations to generate code. Okay, interesting. I want to see that. I want to see how that works. For years, software engineers have been generating SQL queries from annotating objects in programming languages. And this is like half good. I understand the allure of wanting to do this. Can we all agree that the allure of this makes sense, but then it also at some point sucks? Because you can't quite express everything you would in Squeal in a struct, and the other way also doesn't work. You know, so Goose plus SQLc equals boot.dev. Is that it? Squeal is already a structured typed language. We should be generating correct type-safe code in every programming language from the source of truth, Squeal itself. I agree with this statement. The statement's pretty good. Problems using Squeal from Go today. Working with relational database in any programming language is challenging. Go in particular is especially painful, even with existing packages and tools. Writing and maintaining queries in Go applications is a chore. Low-level standard library. Go's standard library offers this database Squeal package for interacting with relational databases, but most applications outgrow the database Squeal package and reach for a full-fledged ORM or a higher-level library abstraction. Why? Using a database Squeal package is straightforward. Write a query, pass in the necessary arguments, scan the results back into the field. Programmers are responsible for explicitly specifying the mapping between Squeal field and its value in the program for both inputs and outputs. Okay, fair. Once an application has more than a few queries, maintaining these mappings is cumbersome and severely impacts programming productivity. Yeah, I guess if they change frequently, I could see that as a pretty valid argument. I don't think mine are going to, like, what we're building, again, the Vim motions, I don't think it's going to be doing much. We're not doing much changing. So I don't think this is going to be really my problem. Let's see, worse. It's trivial to make a mistake. To make mistakes that are not caught until runtime. If you switch the order of parameters in your query, the parameter mapping must be updated. If a column is added to the table, all queries must be updated to return that value. Okay, yeah. If the squeal type in the let's see, if the type in the squeal does not match the type in your code, failure will not occur until the or till query execution time. Yeah, that's a good point. Unfortunately, it is kind of it's an implicit dependency that you can't quite type out. Okay. Higher level libraries. The Go community has produced higher level libraries, SQLx and ORM's GORM, to solve the issues. However, higher level libraries still require manual mapping via query text and struct tags that, if incorrect, will only fail at runtime. Okay, so I really do like this. Okay. It feels like SQLx, like now that I'm reading the back and forth on this, it feels like SQLx definitely has a lot of value in smaller applications. Things that are kind of more straightforward, simple. You know, if you're building a pretty simple thing, SQLx seems like it's a pretty convenient reach. But it sounds like SQLc is like it has more ability to grow. Maybe just start with the standard library. I don't want to start with the standard library. I've played around a little bit with it. It's very, very cumbersome to use the standard library. Literally, if I was using the standard library, I would generate this exact same code, right? Because this is what it's doing right here, right? SQLc is literally just generating it for me. And I don't really want to generate it all. No one should start with the standard lib. It's hell. There's a lot of really good stuff. I've already written a few queries in the old Golang, and this is literally what I would have written. And so it's like, if it will just write this for me, and I still get all the benefits of just using the low-level library, but I can just kind of specify it in more of a structured way that looks like Squeal, like this. I like this. This is a really cool approach to doing this. ORMs do away with much of the manual mapping, but require you to write your queries now in a pseudo Squeal DSL. That's the exact reason why I hate ORMs. Exclusively. My yoga ball broke. My yoga ball broke. I'm gonna get a new one. I just don't know why I'm dragging my feet on that one. The standard lib is a bit clunky to use, if not terrible. There's a lot of good things in the standard lib, though, right? Like I think their templating is like pretty great for most things. Their templating is extremely simple.
I love you.
Hey, I love you, right? It's just like, that's extremely simple to use. Their strings API is actually pretty good. Ember, thank you. I was banned from your Discord for reacting to your announcements post. Oh, really? Please unban. Got to go. Sorry, DM'd on Discord. How did you get your yoga ball to break? I don't know. It was old. It was like 15 years old. SQLc is good. I like templates, but DB is chunky. Yeah. The DB is definitely the chunky one. Is definitely the most. Okay, with either approach, it is still trivial to make errors that the compiler can't check. As a Go programmer, have you ever mixed up the order of arguments when invoking a query that didn't match? Yes, I mean, I've done this just in PHP. I've done this every single time I've used a language to interact with Squeal. Update the name of a column in one query but not another. Mistype the name of a column in a query. Change the number of arguments in a query but forgot to pass the additional values. Change the type of column but forgot to change the type in your code. All of these errors are impossible with SQLc. Okay. How do you SQLc in 3 steps? You write your Squeal queries. You run SQLc to generate the Go code that presents type-safe interfaces to those queries. You write your application code that calls the method SQLc generates. I wonder how this is going to feel like. Is this going to be kind of like Temple? This is, by the way, this is one of the great reasons to love Go. Can I jump in here for a quick second and tell you one of the reasons to love Go is that with Rust, you use macros to effectively accomplish a lot of this kind of stuff, right? So you do code generation at time, and it's really, really good because it can be all type safe, amazing stuff. If you've ever used Go or Rust's like view macro for Leptos, it's very fantastic. It's JSX, but in Rust, it's amazing. But I do want to throw something out there that I think is kind of neat with Go, is that whenever you use these macros in Rust and stuff, it's really, really slow. It slows everything down, and compiling in Rust just becomes more and more emotionally painful. Whereas Go is so fast to compile that Temple is a completely novel syntax that gives you effectively JSX control with just strings. Like with actual types, and then you can only pass in values of strings. They don't allow you have to do all the conversion yourself. But either way, it allows for all of that and it compiles it on the fly, and it's so fast at compiling that you don't even notice that it's like running, right? I have pretty quick fingers here, and I can't swap back and forth between the program running and Go compiling. So there's something that's kind of cool about that, and that's what SQLc obviously takes advantage of, is that Go is just so fast. It just it can just do this. How do you compare it to Zig compile time? I don't know. I haven't played with Zig enough to really know that. Go compiler feels like an interpreter. Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually starting to lean over towards the SQLc side just because it has more fine-grained control, and I think I'll like the type safety more. I think SQLx is really convenient looking, but I do understand the type safety. I might go with SQLx just to feel it out. I'm not sure. Let's see. Seriously. It's just that easy. You don't have to write boilerplate SQL querying code ever again. SQL generates fully type-safe idiomatic Go code from your queries. SQLc also prevents an entire class of common errors in SQL code. During code generation, SQLc parses all of your queries and DDL statements, create table, so that it knows the names and types of every column in your tables and every expression in your queries. If any of them do not match, SQLc will fail to compile your queries. Catching would be runtime errors before they happen. Okay. How does SQLc work with dynamic where clauses? That's a good question. I mean, there's a lot that I have, like joins and stuff. I don't understand how any of this works beyond that. But the dynamic where is kind of interesting. So I've heard a lot of back and forth on dynamic where, and one thing that people really love about front-end masters, I don't know if you saw this tweet about front-end masters. Let's see, front-end masters. Right here. People are like, how did you make this thing so fast? One of the things they also do with their database is they kind of write like a front to it so that they effectively hand roll their own ORM so that there is no such thing as a dynamic where, effectively. It's just like, here are the only possible things you can do, and these are the only ones we're going to let you do, because that it avoids the entire problem of people starting to throw in new queries that make everything super slow. Instead, it's just like,
Welcome
this is
to
it.
Costco.
This is your only options.
I love you.
Thank you, Aggression. Very aggressive. And Ember, appreciate that again. DAC Devs, let's go. Keeping it tidy. Keeping it tidy. The baldagen, yeah, I'm balding. I'm balding so hard you can see through my head. What you are saying now is back end for front end. I don't know if I'm saying that. Anyways. I don't know about all that stuff. Okay. A guided tour of SQLc. That all sounds great, but what does it look like in practice? You can download and install. Download the latest version of SQLc and add it to your path. You'll also want Go 1.3 installed on your system. I assume I can do newer at this point.
Welcome to
hey,
Costco.
thank you very much, Darknet.
I love you.
BFFs, back ends for front ends. I prefer best friends forever. Thank you, Darknet. $39 is a lot to us Brazilians. $3.99 is literally
bad feelings into good feelings. It's a
it's tough for front end masters. Yeah, I understand that. Cockporn, thank you for the gifted sub. Let's go. All right, SQLc uses the configuration file at the root of your project to store. Oh my goodness, Darknet. Okay, guys, we're over here just trying to enjoy ourselves. What is going on here? I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Darknet. Yeah, there's a guy in here named Cockporn, okay? I'm not just saying phrases out of nowhere.
Welcome to Costco.
I'm a normal man.
I love you.
I didn't name myself Cockporn. Thank you, Synth. Appreciate that. Huh? How's the no coffee going? Going pretty good. We use YAML now for SQLc. I'm not sure what that means. They use YAML now. Okay, so the configuration file has changed. Why YAML? I don't really like YAML either, to tell you the truth. I think I'd rather probably use JSON than YAML. I effing hate YAML. Pretty much every language supports JSON. YAML sucks. Pickle is the new thing. Toml can suck it. Anyways, okay, so we have this. So we have a SQLc JSON. So you have to create a SQLc YAML now. SQLc will generate a Go package for each entry in the package list. Each entry has 4 required properties. Schema, the path to the SQL file that defines the database is also the directory of SQL files. Queries, path to the SQL file with application queries can also be the directory of SQL files. Okay, cool. Name, the package name to use for generated code, defaults to path base name, okay? And path, the output directory for the code. Okay. Okay, so you don't even need to provide main. Okay, cool. Write the DDL. Let's build an application for tracking authors, small application, single tile. So we're going to create the authors. This is the schema. Okay, this is schema squeal. Okay. How does it handle different types of squeal, right? Like, does this work with squeal light? You know, because I know there's ever so slight variations with some of these. Tommel's the goat. Tommel still sucks. It does. Nice. Okay, your application needs a few queries to create, insert and update, and delete author records. Queries are annotated with small comment that includes a go, a method name, and squeal function to use. Okay. Okay, so it's the name, and it's a 1. Let's see. Hold on. The queries are annotated with a small comment that includes a go method name and a database squeal function. Okay, so get authors, the name of the method, it returns 1. List authors returns many. Create authors, a 1. Delete author is just an execution. Okay. I like it. I'm liking it. Generate code. With just the information stored in these 2 squeal files, a SQLc can now generate database access methods for your application. Make sure that you're in SQLc tour directory and run the following command. We'll look at this here in a moment. This will generate these things. Okay. Let's see. dbgo defines the shared interface for using a SQLDB and Squeal transactions to execute the queries. Okay. So we get all this beautiful stuff right here. dbgo has the import. It has the dbtx, which has the execute, prepare, query, all this new dbtx queries with transactions. Okay, I don't know what any of this stuff is, but fantastic.
Welcome to
Great.
Costco.
I don't know what it is. Regular Jake,
you.
let's go. Thank you. Regular Jake. Why is audio low? I don't know what you mean by audio low. I don't think audio is that low. Is audio low? Is the audio low? Is it? Is the audio low? Audio's fine. Yeah, kinds. Audio good. Audio is goof. Audio's goofing. All right, models go contains the structs associated with the database tables. In this example, it contains a single struct author. Okay. Query squeal go. Query squeal go contains the data access methods we define in the query squeal. It's a bit verbose, but this is the code you would have written yourself. Yes. Okay, so this is all fine. We don't need to look at this. We've already looked at all this. Star expansion. Were you surprised to see select star / returning star in SQLx or in the query squeal? SQLc replaces star references with the correct columns when generating the code. Take a second look at the create. I did see that. I did see that on the return statement on what's it called? Where's the one? This one right here. I did see that. I remember seeing that going, oh, that was kind of cool that it knew that there's also an ID associated with this table. Okay. I like that. It can't infer type sometimes. Wait, what are we talking about? What can't infer type sometimes? I just riz. You just have riz? I don't have any riz, man. Write your application code. Okay. We do a little query. We do a little query right here. We insert authors. We create author with the create author params. Okay. I don't mind this at all. Null string, valid true, no error. We list the authors. We get the authors. Oh, this is beautiful code, by the way. This is beautiful code. Delete author. Okay, this is beautiful code. Okay, I'm liking this a lot. All the code above can be found in the SQLc tour repository. A larger, more complicated example can be found in OnDeck, a package in the SQLc repository. Do they have anything? Let's see, Han. Does it have anything about migrations?
Welcome to Costco.
Hey, Bish
I
moving.
love you.
Appreciate that, Bish moving. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You got tons of Riz. I got that Riz all over the place. Thank you, Bish moving. I'm curious about migrations. No migrations? There's no migrations? No migrations? Okay. Okay. So it doesn't, I think other tools for migrations. Okay, so there probably exists it does in the docs. Okay, well now I'm getting two conflicting things. Goose for migrations. Okay, Goose for migrations. +1 for Goose. Okay. SQLx handles migrations. Oh, interesting. SQLx handles migration. Damage, Goose, what? I know these names. These names are very upsetting. Okay, so Goose would be the one I want to check out for migration. So the day I need to do a migration is the day we use Goose. Okay. Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me, Goose. Okay, so this is kind of exciting. I like where this is going. I like what I'm seeing. I think what I'm going to do now, I think the next thing I got to do is I got to build out a bunch of stuff if I'm going to do this, right? Because the next thing I have to do is that now that I think I'm just going to choose SQLc. I like the idea of type safe and just generating and just catching all those dumb errors. It's easier to deal with them. 5 minutes of extra setup and all that is 10 times better than everything else. And so where we're kind of at with this project is that I like Bubble Tea. I like Wish. We got them working well. So fantastic. I need to be able to do a SQLc transaction. I need to be able to take any incoming request, create a new database for that user, and then to start filling in things. So SQLc can integrate with your migration tool like Atlas or Goose. Okay. I want to see how SQLc works with transactions. Good call. I feel like everyone's saying SQLc looks pretty nice. Okay. But it's close. SQLc parses the query using the same parser as your Postgres database. First pass. I hope I don't have to use Postgres, right? This is only possible thanks to the amazing work of Luca Fiddle on the PG Query Go. If you need diagnosing Postgres SQL performance issue, his service PG Analyze may be exactly what you need. Okay, what's next? Okay, this is really cool. This is obviously a while ago, so this announcement is obviously pretty far out of date because it sounds like it's already using different stuff. Not sure if SQLc is fully compatible with libsql. Uh-oh. Why not? I feel like as a side quest, you need to buy some bubble tea from Wish. Yeah, so if it's not fully compatible with SQLc, then we got ourselves a bit of an issue. So I guess that's something we'll have to look into. Using transactions, records, serial, primary key. Let's go. Get record 1, update record exec, generate this stuff. Okay, it does all the generations. We've already seen that it does this stuff. Bump counter. It does a begin, defer, rollback, queries with transactions, get records, update records, return commit. I'm a little bit confused on how this defer works with the rollback and commit. Does the commit's obviously whether or not it got an error. Does it always roll back 100% of the time? SQLite and libsql are the same API, like Cockroach with Postgre. I'm not sure if I thought they're like one-to-one the same. They're effectively the same. It's a noob. Is commit was successful? Okay. No, because it checks the objects. Oh, okay. So it does check all that. Okay. Well, neat. All right, so I guess we just got to make our choice, and we got to go with one of them, and we got to just start building stuff. Have you looked at the... Yes, I have. This is what we'll be using, right? We'll be using that to open it up, but then we get a DB, right? So I assume that's... Can I integrate... I guess the real question is, can I integrate this with SQLc? I think you should probably watch 8 to 10 more tutorial videos before actually writing code. Best way to learn. You think so? I'm doing tier so stuff again? Yeah, we're starting right now. TJ, I'm just reading through the stuff, TJ. Yeah, TJ, get wrecked. Get wrecked. I do like this right here.
Welcome to Costco.
Hey, thank you, Pizza
I love
Sleaze.
you.
How you doing? Agreed. More tutorials. I do like this. This is one thing that I'm very excited about with libsql is the fact that this exists right here. Right? Is that you do your terso one, or you do to a file. And for me, this is such a compelling case. This is such a compelling case for me. Because then you can actually write more fully fledged tests to actually validate something like happens. You know what I mean? Reading is for losers. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so this is good. All right. File-based DB testing is stonks, dude. It is stonks. What's Terso? Is that that thing you will make you come to Brazil? Yes. So Terso, if you don't know what Terso.tech is, if you want a nice, sweet thing, go to Prime Brazil, right? And they're gonna fly me to Brazil. But they effectively are an edge-based database, right? That's how you can think of them, is that they provide a way for you to use SQLite across the world, and they have really, really cheap plans as it is. And so, pretty fantastic. So I'm going to give them a rip and see if I can create a 50,000 database SQLite experience. Choose SQLx, nerd. I think I'm going to choose SQLc. Though SQLx does sound really good. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's see what you guys think, because I can see why I like the idea of SQLx. Because SQLx is just going to be simpler. I just literally just raw dog the thing, right? You just raw dog the dang thing, and that's that. SQLx versus SQLc, right?
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Now, the real question you got to answer yourself is, will I pick the opposite of what you guys picked just to spite you or not? I think that's going to be very interesting. You wrote this. At some point, I could read that. I'm not really in the old migration land. Oops, we're writing it in OCaml. Yeah, right. So which one are we going to go with? SQLx or SQLc? SQLc issue? Yeah. If that case, the vote doesn't matter. That's right. Got to play both sides. SQLc, neither. SQL. X going to give it to you? Damn. Go is talking. C is before X, after all. All right, I'm going to go pee. I'll be right back. But I'm not surprised by this. Hey, thank you, Siva.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
All right, hey, Simo Grip, thank you, and Sethanel, appreciate that. All right, so it looks like people mostly want SQLc. When will the blue go away? About 2 weeks, probably. Probably about 2 weeks. Okay. SQLc can't do Oracle, it seems. Okay, well, dodged a bullet on that one. Start with SQLx, it's simpler. Yeah, see, I kind of feel, see, that's... SQLc 69 was so close, I know. SQLx is way better. See, everybody has a, what if we do 2K again in 2 weeks? I'm not going to do it. I'm not making that bet again. Okay? SQLx, no activity for the last 3 years. I know everyone keeps saying that. Okay, guys, stop it. Stop. That's not... SQLx is dead. Simple. But I haven't tried SQLc. Yeah, okay, so I guess we're going to have to... What are my thoughts on Web3? It's a hyper-inefficient technology. I mean, it's interesting, but it's hyper-inefficient. That's my general thoughts on it. The reality is, I know it's supposed to be distributed. It's supposed to be all these kind of things, but at the end of the day, for you, like, even just take Ethereum to set up like a Geth node and all that kind of stuff.
Welcome to Costco.
Like, there's few people that are actually doing it. It's like less free market than anything else, if that makes sense. The last
Welcome to Costco.
Azeri, I appreciate that. And Vic Fault, appreciate that. Let's go. There you go. So that's my true opinion on just Web3 in general. Like not NFTs and all that. Do both SQLx and SQLc and see which one is better. I think I might have to do that. Web3 is a cool technology used for pointless things. Well, it's a novel technology, but it's also just like hyper inefficient, right? Even the most, let's say I'm using SQLx and prod is basically useful for mapping struct fields. See, I do like the simplicity of it. Let's see. Which one do I want to commit to? Because the reason why I'm thinking about this is that I'm thinking about because I need to set up air, and so if I'm going to set up air, well then I got this whole problem where if I'm setting up air, just like Temple, when you use Temple, you have the same problem. You use air to build, but then you have to have these like pre-build steps, and I don't remember. Blockchain is the shittiest technology. It's truly astounding how bad it actually is, like performance-wise, and what it takes to accomplish anything. It's truly incredible. Type safety versus simplicity. I'm just gonna take a moment. I'm just letting myself stew for a second in what I've seen. You know what I mean? Let's see. Your hair is invisible. I know. With Temple, we have two separate processes going. I can give you the make in Discord. Well, I'm gonna just be using air. All right. So, I guess what should I use now? Let's go to air a Golang, and let's get that set up. I'm using air. Yeah, air's great. Go generate, amazing feature. Air. Motivation, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we go install it. You go get it, air at the latest. It's fantastic. Do Docker, blah, blah. No one cares about any of those things. Path to your project, and you got to do a little air ctoml. Okay, air init. You can initialize air with this one. Okay, let's do a little air init. I haven't done a little air init yet. I'm kind of just stalling for a second as I'm just thinking about it. Does that make sense? All right, so what do we got here? We got our root, we got our test iterator, we got the temporary. That's where our bin's gonna be. I'll just ignore that right now. Ah! I can't find files that are invisible. TJ, help! A time-saving makefile for your Go projects. Okay, interesting. Let's see this. Let's check out this guy. Quick tip, time-saving makefile for your Go projects. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I just want to see what it has to say. Okay, I like all these things. I don't know what these are. I don't know what those two do. Race condition stuff? Okay, cool. So there's like a lot of pretty cool stuff right here. There's an air stuff. Okay, nice. Go run air. Nice. Oh, I didn't know you could do this. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you could do this with Go. You can just go run at a certain version and it just runs the thing. Rust needs a deadlock detector. That's cool. And Melky outdid himself. Go Blueprint is pretty sweet. I don't know Go Blueprint. All right, this is a pretty great makefile. We do a little build and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so this is a pretty good little makefile. I like this. Albert Tudem, appreciate that. Go tooling is bomb. Yeah, Go is pretty great. Alex Edwards is great. Okay, so this is literally the entirety of the makefile. Interesting. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Okay, before I go, I think I gotta say this. Hey, the name is the prime engine. Oh, this is done with this section of the video. I'm gonna choose SQLx. for convenience. I'm gonna choose SQLx, and then we'll go. You son of a bitch. And then W, sex for short. Yep. I knew it. Good call. And then I'll probably do SQLc and try them both out for a second and see kind of how they feel. You know what I mean? You bastard. I know. You're welcome. All right. Bye.